Right, everybody. We are digging back into the Brent Kopacka story. We're going back into another interview of somebody who is there locally, and we are going to watch that. And I suggest to people to listen to it carefully and close, which is what I should have said on the first video, because one thing we're not doing is pulling out specific parts to highlight. You'll see, words across the screen or whatever on some important parts. But it's a little bit different than what we'll do to highlight interviews or news stories we're covering or whatever, but this is an interesting one. So we are going to dig into it. And the disclaimer that we've been giving on every single one of these Brent Kopacka videos is, we understand he's a hero. We understand he is military, and we 100% agree that he gave his life for his country, and that does deserve to be protected, that deserves to be shouted out, that deserves to be respected. However, we don't believe that asking questions and looking at evidence does any of those things negatively. So
we just don't believe that it harms his legacy and what he sacrificed for our country. Just looking at the evidence and asking questions is merely that. It is only that. We very much honor what he did, and what happened to him is just absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
There's no way we can change that, though.
Yeah. We look into things that we respect. And I think there's this idea out there that people look into things to like try and tarnish them and mess them up. But in my experience, most people that care about things invest their time into those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Talking about this, it's because we care. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And this whole situation is questionable.
It is very questionable.
It feels horrible. It feels like an injustice. It doesn't make sense how this shooting was cleared, in my opinion. It doesn't make sense with the evidence that we have been presented with, how it was justified. I just don't understand it. And the last interview that we listened to was wild. It helped you understand what he was going through. And, honestly, again, no disrespect, it kind of felt like he was a ticking time bomb because nobody taught him how to come home from the war that he was at, and I think that's important to highlight.
Well, he had traumatic brain injury too. So, I think that the combination of those two may have made it incredibly difficult for him to truly come back and be back. It could have just been so extensive, and it sounds like he wasn't getting enough help.
Yeah, exactly. So. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. I don't think it's necessarily his fault. I think that he should have had more treatment. He should have had more support. He came back with 2 very serious illnesses that I think
can make each other worse.
Yeah, cause that ticking time bomb scenario where he should have been helped through that after giving his life for his country in that way. So anyways, we will get right into it here. So check it out, listen close, take notes if you have to, and we will talk it over after.